everybody doing?
Matt, doing well. How you
Doing
doing?
all right? Good to see everyone. You guys excited for the season?
Oh yeah.
Are you?
Good. I'm excited, yeah. We're real excited about the season. Hopefully you guys are excited as well. Hopefully the fans will enjoy it this year, so we're excited.
Did you hear back from Bill Simmons after your tweet?
I didn't even check. I didn't see. Oh, sorry. I didn't even check. You know, like I said, I not a big deal. Always stick up for our guys. We're a family around here. Stick up for our guys when someone says something. No big deal. It's all good.
Matt, what is it about opening night for fans, for the team, for you? What is it about opening night?
Just a lot of excitement. You know, a new year. It was a long off season, too long of an off season, right? As we all know, and we got a new crew here. We have a new identity, a new culture, a new vision. I'm really excited about the fans being able to see it live. You know, I think people have seen it in the preseason a little bit, and hopefully you guys have seen it. Some of the stuff we've been talking about. So not buzzwords anymore. Now it's actually you're seeing it during the game, and now the real game starts. So now it really matters. And so, you know, we're not going to be perfect, you know, but we are hopefully every day getting a little bit better around that identity, around that culture, around the grind, the work, the grit, all the things we've been talking about. And so I feel like you guys have seen it and people have been talking about it, which makes me happy. But now we got it. Now game one really starts.
Matt, with that identity, what have you seen just from the competitive nature of this team throughout training camp and just how intense it's been and guys really rooting for each other out there?
Yeah, it's been great. You know, that competitiveness is awesome to see, and you know, all the guys have leveled up a little bit on that. Obviously, Dylan brings a whole level of competitiveness, but Book, all the guys, you know, and then seeing like 1 through 15, really 1 through 17, if you think about the 3 two-way players, everyone's competing every day, talking trash, but it's not in a BS way. It's a let's get better every day, and that's what I was just saying. Like we're going to be stacking days, getting better every day is the goal. I think we're in a great spot now, but I think by game 82, you'll be even more impressed with the competitiveness, with the drive, with the excitement, with the energy, and hopefully you'll see some joy out there and some fun, which I know the fans will love.
How excited are you for Jordan Ott to get his feet wet and get his first game as a head coach after all the work he's put in?
Yeah, he's a worker. You know, it's exciting. You got to realize this is his first game as an NBA head coach. He's worked his whole life for this opportunity, and so he's excited and he's prepared. You know, it's not someone that's like, I'm excited to go do it. Let's go see how it goes. He's put in all the work. He's in there early, stays late every day. I mean, he just does everything you want from a coach, and now he gets to go do it in real life, and it's going to be an excitement. At the same time, it's going to be a process. He's going to be a better coach by game 82 than he is game 1, just like everyone gets better as the year goes on.
Are you surprised it took root this quickly, though, or to grasp the whole idea? Because we're talking June to now. There isn't a lot of time. That's like,
yeah.
That's just a
well,
handful of months.
to be honest with you, it took too long because it took two and a half years for me to make that change and define it. But once we said this is what we believe in, and it's alignment from owner, GM, coach, players, everyone in the organization, then now it's action, and you got to take action. So, you know, and it's not all the way there yet. So, you know, am I surprised? I'm real happy with where we're at, but at the same time, we have a long ways to go. You know, doing the things that we've been talking about on the identity we've been talking about, we're going to do it, but doing it for 48 minutes and then doing it for 48 minutes, 82 games, there's still a process. And it's not just on the court, it's actually off the court. Hopefully you've seen some of the stuff with the fans, doing different things. We've done all those things. We had to change the identity here in Phoenix, and like I said, I'm hoping everyone's going to be proud and excited. And those are the expectations we have, is to make sure that we do that consistently and get better every day.
Matt, what do you want to see from this team tonight?
I want to see all the things we were talking about. I want to see some joy. I want to see some competitiveness. I want to see the fans loving it. I want to see the players doing all the things that we've been seeing in training camp and in the preseason games, in the real games. And because now it matters. Now it matters for real, right? It's game 1 of 82. And so I'm excited to watch. I'm real excited, and you know, but then it starts going. You got a game, then you got 2 games Friday, Saturday, then you're back on Monday, then Wednesday. It's just we're really going at it. So I'm excited to watch.
Matt, when you see an article or a video clip like the one you responded to last night, what motivates you to respond to those types of takes?
You know, I usually don't get too involved with it, but I will a little bit more now because once again, I'm big on family and team, and like I'm going to stick up for our guys, and I don't have to respond to everybody's perspective all the time because everyone can say what they want to say. But you know, if someone says something about me, I like when our guys stick up, and if someone says about our team, I'm going to stick up for our guys sometimes. And so there's times to voice your thoughts and times not to. And so you know, it wasn't anything negative. Like I respect Bill, and he makes some comments, and like I said in the tweet, he makes some good takes and some terrible ones, and that was a terrible one. But I respect him, and I appreciate what he does for the NBA and you know, for everyone.
When you're here and you're around the players, what's the conversations like? What are you trying to message, maybe get across to them? Is it more of relaxed deal? Is it more of, hey, look, I'm looking for you to be this? How would you describe your interaction?
Yeah,
with
no,
the
no.
guys?
I'm not telling them what I'm looking for to do. That's Coach Ott's job, Brian Gregory's job. They do all that stuff. But my job is to show them support. We talk about family. We talk about team. We talk about doing things the Suns way. And I'm part of that as well. And so we're all one team and one family talking about it. So checking in with them, checking in on how their family is, checking in how they like being in Phoenix, checking in how coaches treat them, how they like everything, and just building a relationship. Just like they do with me. And so they ask me how my kids are doing, and if the kids come to the game, and so we just want to build that relationship, and so me being around, I think that's what I do, and not just with the players and coaches, but with front office and trainers and everybody. We're all, this is one group and one team, and that identity we had to redefine, and I think we've done a good job of it so far.
Something Book talked about at the preseason opener was that training camp and all that translated to the floor, and for you and BG to have this message that you were sharing over the summer and to see it translate in training camp. We're at the very early stages, but to see it in motion already, what has that meant to you and BG?
It means a lot. It means a lot because when you say it, everyone says those are buzzwords and what's that mean, and everyone makes their jokes and their comments. But now you start to see it, and you guys have been around enough practice, you can see a little bit of it. Then you see it in the preseason game. But once again, like I said, showing it in spurts is not good enough. You got to be consistent with it, and so I've been really happy with it so far. I feel like the vision, the identity we've been talking about is being lived on the court, which is what the fans and you guys get to see all the time. And so I'm excited about that. But once again, there's no victory here. We got 82 games, and we got to do it every single day, and then we got to do it again next summer, and then we got to do it the season after, and we got to keep building.
Matt, can you take us behind the scenes with Jordan a little bit? What have meetings with him been like? Film sessions with him? You do that with him? What have you learned about him just getting to know him over these few months?
He thinks about basketball in such a creative, innovative way. I really like what I describe him. I'm like, he's coaching like people are going to be coaching in 2030. He thinks of it differently. He thinks about how things should be, and he's analytical, but he's practical. He's really been a joy to watch his basketball mind, because I think I know basketball, but there's a whole different levels of this. And so just being around him and hearing him talk, hearing him just go through different things about players, about strategies, about what other, we had dinner last night and see what, watching what the other games were going on and seeing how he thinks about it. It was just, he's excellent. But once again, he's going to keep getting better, right? He's a young coach, and he's going to develop just like our players are going to develop. And so, but I've been real happy with him, and I love talking hoops with him.
Just seeing you here, it sounds like, you're very optimistic and you're excited, but you're like, hey, it's just early. How are you balancing the whole, I'm happy for this, but there's more to be done?
Yeah, so I'm always optimistic and positive. You guys have learned that. I think you guys seen me that for a couple of years, and so I feel great about where it's at. But at the same time, being great today is not going to be good enough. Being great consistently, and even in my mortgage business, we got to get better every single day. And so I got to be better as an owner. The front office has to be better. The players have to be better. The coaches. And so that's what's fun is I've said it a couple of times. We're an ascending team, a team that's going to be getting better, and that's fun for fans and for everyone. Where maybe in the past it was hey, we kind of have a short window, and we're going to get older and get worse potentially. This is not how it is now. Now we feel great about it. I feel like we're going to get better, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm having fun so far.
We've seen you floating around the upper deck before, interacting with fans. How will you spend your time on opening night?
Yeah, I definitely walk the concourse to make sure that the fans are getting the attention and seeing if there's anything that's not right. And so I walk through there. I love going to the front in the upper deck and maybe bringing some fans down, whether it's to my suite or other places, or giving them some gift cards and just doing right by the fans. I love that because they're excited. I like going to the upper deck and seeing fans there 30 minutes before the game with their popcorn, and they're sitting there waiting. It's man, these are the real fans. I want to make sure we do all the right things for them, and so I really enjoy that. Every time I come to a game, whether it's for Mercury or the Suns, I always walk the concourse by myself. Maybe Josh or some other people will be with me, but usually it's by myself. Say hello to the fans, high five some of them, take some pictures, but more importantly, thank them for being there and supporting the team.
Is there anything new tonight at the arena? Anything new at the arena for fans?
There's a lot of cool new things. There's a new FanDuel, that new space, but there's a lot of really nice things. We have a couple new traditions starting tonight. We got a couple new things. We also, one of the most important things is there's over 60 former players coming back tonight to the game, and so we have a bunch of suites for them. They're actually golfing right now. I was going to go try to pop in and say hello to them, but it's really cool to get everybody here. They want to come back. And players that played 1 year with us, and players that played 15 years, players that are in the Ring of Honor, and players that maybe most fans won't even remember. But everyone's coming back, and we're building that family, that program, that tradition, those relationships, and so that's exciting.
Matt, when you were talking about Jordan earlier, you said you had dinner with him last night.
Yeah.
Was that just like you and a couple of front office members together as well?
Yeah, it was just hey, I got in town, want to just see what he's thinking. So just 3 or 4 of us had dinner, talked briefly about the team, about the expectations, about the excitement, about the energy, and then we're ready for there today.
I know you're not planning too far ahead, but how much do you
Is that
anticipate
mine?
like circling together with Jordan and Brian over the course of the season and just kind of checking in with how the year's going?
Oh, I mean, there's no checking in all the time.
Yeah.
We talk all the time, and we will talk all the time. I talk to BG every day, talk to Josh every day, talk to Jordan probably once a week, maybe we'll call it that. BG is, Jordan's main contact, obviously, and he works with him on a daily basis. But I'm very involved in talking with them. Once again, not, hey, who we starting, who we playing, why we playing that. That's not my thing. My thing is, hey, what can I do to help support you more? How you feeling about the team? Anything that's going right? Anything that's going wrong? That's my role. Like everyone, and that's why I talk about as an owner and the players. Everyone's got a role on the team. Whether you're the strength coach, whether you're the star player, whether you're the owner, and everyone's got to be the best at that. I got to be the best owner I can be. I'm not trying to be the best coach or scout. Like I don't do that. That's not my role. But a lot of communication. Communication is an important part of this organization. Everyone's got to be aligned and be on the same page. So the way you do that is talk. Here's what I think. Here's what I don't think. Why'd you do that? My perspective is this, and that's what we've been doing.
Just to make sure that doesn't get taken out of context, you would say it's like the same amount of communication as last year, more, less?
It's more. So there's more communication this year. Once again, as I told you guys after the season, like we're now doing it a different way, the Suns way around here, and it's going to be more communication. We've had to define the identity. We've had to all be aligned on what that identity means and what we're going to do, and like not just say these buzzwords, but what are you actually going to see differently? And so we talk about those things, and they send me clips of that stuff that we're seeing, whether it's guys diving on the floor, everyone picking each other up, all the little things that I think turns into successful organization and program, and we all believe that, and we're really focusing on those things.
We were talking to Colin, about how much has changed for him over a year by becoming part of the rotation and the hard work that he's put in. Is that the kind of identity character that you're talking about with this team? Guys like that are willing to do whatever it takes to get on the team and win?
Absolutely. Colin's a great example of like what we're talking about, right? You guys, when you watch Colin play tonight, you'll be like, I get it. That's how he plays. The same thing with Dylan, right? But those two guys are raising everyone else to that same type of level. And there's a lot of guys, Oso and of course Book. I mean, go through all the names. I'm not gonna name every name. Grayson does it. But we have to be consistent with that 1 through 14, 1 through 17, however we want to think about that, and the coaches and everyone through the organization with that mentality and that mindset. And we weren't before. We didn't set that tone, and that's, like I said, I took the blame for that. But it's very clear now what we're doing, and you'll see it. And once again, we're not going to be perfect. It's not going to be 82 games, 48 minutes a game. Like, oh, I see it. You're going to be like, oh, that's not what they're talking about. And then we're going to look at the film and get better. We're going to talk about it, communicate, and then improve.
Book has really taken the initiative of being the leader, getting the guys together this offseason. How have you seen him take those steps forward?
Yeah, it's very clear it's Devin Booker's team, right? He understands that. He knows that. Obviously, there's other people that are leaders too. There's Dylan Brooks. There's other guys that are making a contribution. What's up, buddy? Have a good one tonight. See ya. Yep. But even guys like Ryan and Oso, these guys are leading. Like that guy's done so much this offseason. Then when you come on and Rasheer and Kobe come in, Ryan's showing him this is how we do it in Phoenix. And so we've had to set the tone, but Book's done an amazing job. And once again, this is game one. So it's going to be different for him. He's going to be doing more and more. But, to have a franchise player like Devin Booker be all in for this city, all in for this organization, it's a pretty special thing we've got here. So hopefully we all appreciate it and enjoy it. I do, and I'm going to enjoy watching him this year on the court, but also all the things he does, in the shadows and the crevices, however you think about it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. Appreciate you. See you guys tonight, all right? Appreciate you guys and all the support.
Thank you.